Hi, thank you for joining me today. I want to answer a question that I actually get a lot, and I think it's such a nice question, and it is, what is my favorite movie? So, I'm old school. I still have DVDs, actually, of my top 10 favorite movies. I'm all for eliminating clutter, so I mostly have digital movies, but these top 10, I like to be able to pop them in any time of day or night. There's something so soothing about rewatching old favorite movies. And these are the 10 that I could watch over and over and over, and I love them. And I know most of the dialogue by heart, and they're just my favorites. So I'm going to quickly go through and tell you what I love. I have to give a little warning that these aren't the best movies. These aren't like cinematic genius works of art. They're just the movies that I love. The way I kind of look at it is, if I'm going to watch a movie that's like letting someone else tell me how to feel for 3 hours, I get very emotionally impacted by things, and so a sad movie or a scary movie or a stressful movie really stays with me, and at like 3 a.m. I'll be reliving it and not sleeping. So I honestly am kind of like specific about what movies I watch. I try to watch movies that are gonna like lift me up, make me happy, feel in love, feel romantic, feel excited, feel passionate, feel like you can achieve anything you want in life, because that's how I choose to feel. And so if I'm gonna give somebody else license over how I feel, that's how I want them to make me feel, if that makes sense. That's my little theory. I know it's not artistically the best movies, okay? Like Nate and I always joke that the movies I like have very low Rotten Tomato scores, but they are my favorites. So I'm gonna go in order from number 10 to number 1. Number 10 is Stranger Than Fiction, which is a Will Ferrell movie. And honestly, Will Ferrell kind of annoys me sometimes, but I have to say I love this movie, especially as a writer, because it's all about writing and like plots and fiction and the themes of writing. Emma Thompson's in it. She plays writer. She's so good. I love Emma Thompson. She's one of my girls. Maggie Gyllenhaal's also in it, and I think she's so fun. I love the little like romance between her and Will Ferrell in this. I just think it's really, really sweet. So, and it's just a really quirky, weird movie, and sometimes that's really fun. Okay, this is another sort of quirky one, The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. And are you guys shocked that not every single movie is a Disney movie? I kind of am not talking about animated movies, so keep that in mind, but we'll get to it. So this one is Ben Stiller, and I think this is one of the most inspirational movies. It's, again, it's really wacky and out there, but it has an epic soundtrack, and he goes on some epic adventures, and beautiful, beautiful landscapes in this movie. Like, they shot it on location in some incredible places. And yeah, this really inspired me, so I love that one. Okay, here's kind of a silly one, Night and Day with Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz. Cameron is my girl. I love her so much. And I don't really know what to think of Tom Cruise, to tell you the truth, but this movie is just so much fun. Like, there's plenty of action scenes. I think this is a good date movie because it's got like the mix of action and romance. I thought the action was fun. I thought the romance was fantastic because I love me a good love story. And like I said, Cameron's just so good. And it was just really funny and surprising. Like, when we saw this in theaters, I didn't know what to expect, and I was very pleasantly surprised. So I love that one. Okay, we finally got to a Disney movie. So what are we up to? This is my 6th favorite movie, I guess. Yeah, 7th. Okay, so it's the Disney Beauty and the Beast live action. It came out, was it like 2 years ago? And I have this really cool collector edition that has like the storybook and the DVDs, and it has the rose. And I adore this. I mean, obviously I love the animated version from when I was a kid, but like I said, I'm not including animated movies in here. If I did, it would be this one and Tangled and Little Mermaid. Okay, I'm getting off track, but I really, really liked how they adapted this to live action. I was nervous, and I thought they did a great job. I thought the music was so beautiful, and just, I mean, it's such a classic story. I love it. Okay, this is a really fun like chick flick. The Other Woman, Cameron Diaz and Leslie Mann and Kate Upton. And this got an especially bad rap for being like a bad movie. But I just thought it was really, really fun. Like, do we have to take it so seriously? Like, can we just have fun with movies sometimes? It was hilarious. I think Leslie Mann is one of the funniest. She's so beautiful and so funny. I love all 3 of these actresses. And I don't know if you guys know the plot of this at all, but basically the same guy was cheating on all of them, and so they get the most glorious revenge. It even gets weirdly graphic at one point, like violent. So it's again kind of surprising, but just a fun, like a true and true chick flick. And I don't know why those are getting harder and harder to come by. So I really liked that one. Okay, another Disney one. This is Enchanted. Do you guys remember this? It was kind of almost like the first live action. And what year did this come out? I didn't see it when it came out. I only saw it recently. I want to say it came out like when I was in college. 2008. So I missed it when it came out, and then I just recently saw it like last year, I think. And I think it's so fun because Disney makes fun of themselves like the whole way through. And I love it when somebody can like tease themselves. I just think that's great. I thought Amy Adams was amazing in this. I think the songs, it's not like a full musical, like a whole soundtrack, but the few songs that are in here are really, really good and catchy. And it's just a cute one. Patrick Dempsey is always a fun romantic lead. I love that one. Okay, so now we're up to my top 4. This is my 4th favorite movie, I would say. And it's We Bought a Zoo with Matt Damon. Have you guys seen this? It is heart-rendingly sweet and uplifting and so memorable. And if you're an animal lover like I am, it will make you want to go by a zoo like tomorrow and just be with animals all day. And it's a really sweet story about like family bonds and losing someone and new romance and exotic animals. I mean, I don't want to be too I don't want to give away too much in case you haven't seen it, but it really is a very inspirational movie to like live your life and do what you want to do. So love this movie. Sorry, I had to rotate because I realized I'm losing the light because it's getting dark. Okay, so my top 3rd favorite movie. I just discovered this movie, but it just shot to the top of my favorites. Like I adore it. It's The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman and Zac Efron, and it's a musical. I really am a musical person, aren't I? Like I love me a good musical. This one is so like you will just sing along. The songs are so awesome. And it's kind of similar to We Bought a Zoo in the themes of like getting the most out, living your life to the fullest and like following your passions and not just doing what everybody else does. And it's very, very beautiful. So good. I love it. Cinematography and also the choreography, the dancing in here. It's just, okay. Top 2 favorite of all time. Cinderella, live action. Honestly, it's really hard not to call this number 1 because I love this movie. In fact, stay tuned to my vlog for next week and you will see just how much I love this movie. It's honestly kind of what made me fall in love with the Cinderella story. She's my favorite character and I connect with her character so much. And this live action version is the one I really connected with. Not the animated original as much as this. I think he's like the perfect Prince Charming. Well, my husband's the perfect Prince Charming. But I think he was really well cast as Prince Charming. I think they are so sweet together. She was really well cast as Cinderella. Obviously, it's such a timeless story. It's so romantic. And again, it's a very feel-good, I love me a happy ending. Like I said, like this is our chance in life to choose how we're gonna feel. You can't always choose a happy ending in real life situations, but you can in a movie, darn it. So that's what I choose. Which leads me to my all-time favorite, You've Got Mail, Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan. One of the sweetest romantic comedies ever, in my opinion. This to me was like the heyday of romantic comedies, like the 90s, the early 2000s. You just don't really get romantic comedies anymore. I feel like they're starting to come back a little on Netflix, but it used to be like in the theaters there was always a romantic comedy. I miss that. Like people sort of started to feel embarrassed that they aren't like quality movies, like I keep saying. But this to me is a quality movie. I love it. I love Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. They did a lot of movies together, as you know. And their chemistry is so adorable and they're so good. Tom Hanks' character in this especially is so adorable. And again, it has themes with like writing and books and bookstores, and so I always connect with those themes and it's just so sweet, so romantic. Okay, so those are my top 10 ever. If you haven't watched any of those, I wholeheartedly recommend them. And I also just want to like reel off my honorable mentions really quick because it was so hard to narrow this down. So if we are including animated movies, I love Tangled. I love the original Beauty and the Beast. I love The Little Mermaid. Bridget Jones' Diary is so classic, so funny. I love the book even more than the movie for that. But Bridget Jones and all the sequels I love. So good. I love Love Actually. That's like a Christmas movie, which is a whole other category, but it's also a romantic comedy and it's really sweet. Castaway is a movie I think about probably every single day, ever since I first saw it. Like that haunts me. And Tom Hanks was just out of this world, amazing as always. His acting is so incredible. That story is so haunting and like, I think about it a lot. Like it comes across my mind because it was just such a good movie. The Truman Show, I think about that movie a lot too. Do you guys remember that movie? I don't know why. I think because the plot was just so interesting and different. And it's even more relevant today in the world of like everybody being on TV like this. So I think about that movie a lot too, even though when it's like these movies, I will watch them any time of day or night. You ask me if I want to watch this in these movies and I am down, like I'll bring the popcorn. So I wouldn't want to watch The Truman Show a million times like that, but I do think about it a lot. So I feel like it deserves a mention. Joe versus the Volcano. It's another one with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks. And I think that's such a fun, quirky, sweet, beautiful movie. So poignant. I think about it a lot too. Okay, I have to mention Legally Blonde, obviously. It's probably one of the best chick flicks ever. Am I right? So much pink, so much goodness in there. Oh, Mean Girls, another really good chick flick. But more than that, I'm not trying to downplay how good these movies are. One movie that I really think about a lot as well is The Lives of Others. And that's a foreign film, but it is so beautiful. It's such an interesting story. The themes in it really like resonate with me, so I don't want to go into a whole sidetrack. What else? Lost in Translation was a movie that really meant a lot to me when I was like of a very tender age, like trying to figure out who I was. The main character in that, Scarlett Johansson, is named Charlotte in the movie, so of course I identified with that. Bill Murray's hilarious. I love Bill Murray. And that was an interesting, really good movie. So I don't know. I just want to reel off my honorable mentions because it doesn't feel fair to try to cut it down to 10. But if I have to, I pick these. So now what I want to know from you is what are your favorites? And knowing what I like now, what do you recommend for me? It's always so great to learn new favorite movies, so definitely share in the comments below. Hit subscribe if you want to stick around for more fun on my channel. And thank you for asking this fun question, and I hope you enjoyed learning the answer. I can't wait to hear your answers, so I'll talk to you down below. Bye guys.